friends, it's Amy. Welcome to Doki Doki Forest. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope your new year is off to a great start and you're keeping busy doing some fun things along with the regular everyday stuff you have to do. I have some January journaling challenges that I'm going to be participating in. And the other thing that I would like to do when I can is to make a journal page for the Janet Nash prompts. So Janet Nash, you probably know her, but just in case, I will put her information down below. But every Monday she has a live stream where she will be creating something really fun at her desk and she shares it with us. And then the other thing she does is she pulls prompts, and if you would like, you can take them and create a journal page with them. And she pulls anywhere from like 3 to 5, sometimes 6 prompts. So I was doing them last year, and then things got kind of busy at the end, and I had wanted to do them, but it just was tricky. So I was watching her live stream, because that's the other thing is if you miss the live, don't worry, you can go back and watch it anytime. And it's so relaxing to just have on while you're creating at your desk or getting something done or relaxing on the couch. And so that's what I did. I watched her live stream and I got the prompts, and now it's time to create some pages. 2 pages actually. It's going to be a double spread. So come along with me and let's see what we wind up with. Okay, so for this week we had 3 prompts that Janet pulled. The first of which was smoosh paint or smush paint. And I woke up bright and early. I couldn't wait to do this, and I was getting my paint on the paper and I squished it together. And then I was wondering, why did I use a random piece of paper? I should have just done it in my journal. So I have my mixed media journal that I do a lot of prompts on, various prompts that I like to do art on. So I woke up early and then I did it properly in my journal, but it was upside down. So turned my journal right side round, and now I am adding the second prompt, which was jewels. So I was searching for something. I thought I would have magazine images of jewels, but it seems that I've used them all. I had a page in my Mushroom House journal where it was all jewels, and I think I glued every image I had of jewels on those pages. So I went to my stickers and I found this sheet of jewel stickers that I have had since I think 2018 or 2019. It's been a really long time. So I was like, let's use these up. I really want to try to be better about using up my stuff. And then the third prompt was string. So I grabbed some string. I grabbed my glitter Mod Podge, my sparkly Mod Podge, and I'm seeing how that works as an adhesive. It should work really well, but I'm seeing how it works with the string, because I was thinking, I'm just going to put the string everywhere, and maybe they're little magical threads. And at one point I was thinking maybe I would hang some jewels off of the threads if I found, some sort of an image or something I could put on there. But instead of finding an image, I got the string on, and then after that I went and I have like an old tin that has a bunch of broken jewelry, or just old jewelry, things I thought were cool. I may have picked them up at like a yard sale or something like that. And one of the things in there is, or I should say at the bottom of the tin, there's just a whole bunch of really teeny tiny beads from something that broke, some bracelet or something. So I thought they would be perfect to add some sparkle, and I thought they could be some more jewels on the page. So I was putting on some tacky glue, and then I was picking up these tiny, tiny beads and just pressing them into that tacky glue, because I thought they were so small that they wouldn't like bulk up the pages too much and make it hard to close. I mean, I'm kind of doing that anyway on my own because this book is really chunky. But I felt like the page needed something else. So when I was thinking of jewels and sparkly, I was thinking, well, dragons, they love jewels and shinies, and they've got their mounds of coins or jewels that they like to sleep on. So I figured I would draw a couple of dragons and pop them on the page. And I think there's just going to be a lot of dragons this year, you know, because it is the year for dragons. So, yeah, you might get a little tired of this, but I don't think I will. Who knows? It's only January. We'll see. But yeah, so one of these dragons I liked. 2 of them I didn't. So you can guess which one makes it to the final cut. I'll give you a hint. It's the one I'm inking. Because that's phase 2. So if they made it to inking, there's a good chance that they're going to make it to phase 3, which is coloring. And this dragon I thought I liked. I was trying to make it more of kind of a furry, puppyish sort of dragon. So I started inking it, and everything was going well until I decided to add an extra bit on the tail. And then I was just like, that looks kind of weird the way it's curled like that. So let's just scrap that one and draw a different one. Flip the paper over, and I'm just drawing on the back of that other dragon I didn't like. Because why waste the paper? You know, just flip it over and draw on the other side. So here comes a new little puppy dragon who has sort of like fur and some scales. It's a mixture of the two. So I'm doing a little bit of detail of the scales and a little bit of fur detail, and I don't know if you can tell where one begins and one ends, but that was what I was thinking. So now I'm doing watercolor. I'm going to keep the watercolors pretty light. I'm not going to do a lot of shading or anything like that. I really kind of want everything on these pages to blend in. I don't want these dragons to necessarily pop out. Like, they're there, but I really want them to almost blend in with the page. So I'm trying to match the colors. Oh, and that was the other thing I meant to tell you. The colors I picked for squishing the paint, I used metallic jewel tones. So that was me trying to get that jewel prompt in there again. So now I'm trying to match those colors with my little beasties here, my little dragons. And that way everybody has these jewel-ish kind of tones to them. Now, of course, when they dry a little bit lighter, but they still match the page pretty well. And then instead of coming in and doing the shadows with the watercolor, I decided I wanted to have a little bit of texture with the colored pencils, and then just add a little yellow to add a little bit of light here and there, just to brighten it up a teeny bit. And I didn't want these illustrations to feel refined. I wanted them to have like a light, fun, whimsical, sort of sketchy feeling to them. So, yeah, and I, sat down. I did this in the morning. I think I spent about 45 minutes or so doing the page. So I know I have it sped up here, and I know some people are curious, like, how long does it actually take you to do these pages? Or, and not just me, just anytime you watch anyone create anything and they have it sped up, it's interesting to find out, like, what the real time is. How long did it actually take? Because everything looks so fast. And then I just, finishing these with the white gel pen. I love to use these to just add some details, fur or scales or a shine in the eye, just little things here and there. And then once we're done with the white pen, the next thing is figuring out where they're going to go on the page. So I got 2 pages, I've got 2 dragons, and I've got my tacky glue. So I put the glue on the back, spread it out a little bit so it doesn't blob out, hopefully, as I'm pressing it in. Oh, and there was also a lovely quote shared by Little Pickles, and the quote was, "Staying positive doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It means that even on hard days, there are better ones coming." And I just love that. Little Pickles has wonderful quotes that she often shares during Janet's live stream, and I wanted to incorporate those words in with the page, so when I look at this, I have the whole thing right there. I can remember the live stream, I can remember Janet's prompts, and I can remember Little Pickles' quote, and just kind of have everything all together on these pages. And now the Jeopardy theme should be playing as I try to figure out where on these pages I'm going to put the quotes. So at first, I put this one down at the bottom, but then I thought it was too close to the second half of the quote on the right. I didn't want them to be exactly next to each other. So I'm trying to think where I'm going to put them before the tacky glue dries. Because tacky glue is pretty strong stuff. And I decided what I would do is lift it up a little. So I had a big jewel I had to move in order to move that up just a little bit. But I wanted your eye to kind of start in one place and drift over and kind of drift down a little bit. And then I figured I needed just a little something else because there was kind of a lot of white. Even though I had the glitter Mod Podge on there and there's sparkle, I just still wanted it to have a little something else. So I'm just going back in and adding this beautiful, let me see, what is the actual color? It is, oh, it's just turquoise. Okay, so I'm adding turquoise, and I just love that. I added a little bit in the middle here and there too, where I thought it was a little bit white. And here we go. We have our super sparkly jewel page with our paint, which is all smushed all over the place. We have our quote from Little Pickles, and we have our string and jewels and our little beasties, which we added in. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you're getting snow, I hope it's not too much. I hope it's just enough to be beautiful. So stay cozy, stay well, and I will see you real soon.